Income tax, exercise 1.6, page 20, question 14 and 15. Pamela has a salary of €65,500 per year. She has a tax credit of €4,500 and her standard rate cutoff point was €31,000. The standard rate of income tax is 20% and the higher rate is 40%. If USC charges and PRSI charges apply as above, calculate her net salary per year. So net salary is gross salary minus deductions. So we start with €65,500 given in the first sentence of the question. So that's her gross salary. We're going to subtract €31,000, that's the standard rate cutoff point, and we're left with €34,500, which will be taxed at the higher rate of 40%. So gross tax is going to be 31,000 multiplied by 20%, so 20% of 31,000. So that's the standard rate, plus 34,500, which we worked out up here, times 40%. So 40% of 34,500. So we get 6,200 plus 13,800 gives us €20,000. So that's the gross tax, €20,000. So the tax payable will be €20,000 minus €4,500, which is the tax credit, again given in the question, leaving us with €15,500. This is the tax payable. The salary for the USC, so her salary is €65,500. So we're going to get 0.5% of €12,012 and add that on to 2% of €7,862 and add on 4.5% of €45,626. So 0.5% of €12,012 is €60.06. 2% of €7,862 is €157.24. And 4.5% of €45,626 is €2,053.17. So these amounts and the percentage rates, they will be given to you in the question. You are not expected to learn them off, and they are in your textbook as well. So the total USC is 2,270.47, so adding these three numbers. The PRSI is going to be 65,500 multiplied by 4%, which is €2,620. So the total deductions will be €15,500 plus €2,270.47 plus €2,620. So the €15,500 comes from here. That's the tax payable. The €2,270.47 comes from here. That's the total USC. And the €2,620 comes from here. That's the PRSI. So adding up the three amounts, we get €20,390.47. So that's Pamela's total deductions. So then we subtract that from her gross salary, which was given in the question, €65,500, to leave us with her net salary, which is what she takes home. So €65,500 minus €20,390.47 is €45,109.53. George has a yearly salary of €42,000. He has a tax credit of €3,000. His standard rate cutoff is €35,000. His standard rate of income tax is 20% and the higher rate is 40%. He pays USC and PRSI charges as per tables above, so that would be given in the textbook. Calculate the total deductions on his salary for the year. So we start off with €42,000, so that's his salary. And we're going to subtract €35,000, that's the standard rate cutoff point, to leave us with €7,000 that he gets taxed at the higher rate, and the higher rate is 40%. So his gross tax is going to be 35,000 multiplied by 20%, so 20% of 35,000, plus 7,000 times 40%, so 40% of 7,000. So that's going to be 7,000 plus €2,800, which is €9,800. So that's the gross tax, €9,800. The tax payable is going to be €9,800 that we just worked out here, minus €3,000, that's his tax credit given in the question, leaves us with €6,800. So €6,800 is the tax payable, the tax he will pay. Salary for USC is €42,000. So we're going to get 0.5% of €12,012 plus 2% of €7,862 plus 4.5% of €22,126. So 0.5% of €12,012 is €60.06. 2% of €7,862 is €157.24. And 4.5% of €22,126 is €995.67. So the total USC, so adding up these three amounts, is €1,212.97. So the PRSI will be 42,000, so that's the salary given at the start, multiplied by 4%, so 4% of 42,000, which is €1,680. So that's the total PRSI. So the total deductions will be €6,800, so that's the tax payable that we worked out up here, plus €1,212.97, that's the total USC that we worked out up here, plus €1,680, it's the total PRSI we worked out here, which gives €9,692.97. So that's the total deductions, and that's what we were asked to work out, the total deductions on his salary for the year. If we were asked to work out his net pay or his take-home pay, we would subtract the total deductions from the original salary given at the start of the question.